Some new rules with selective service have come out from the Biden administration. And like everything else that's going on with this administration, this is going to stir some commotion, to say the least. Hello and welcome to RPW Media. My name is Rich, and thank you for being here. Those who identify as transgender but were born male must now register for selective service under the Biden administration's new rules in the event of a draft. And if you wait until the end of this video, I'll tell you why I think this is happening. Now, males who identify as transgender are obligated to register with selective service, as are almost all male U.S. residents and male immigrants between the ages of 18 and 25. Now, selective service guidance requirements say that U.S. citizens or immigrants who are born male and change their gender to female are still required to register. Individuals who are born female and change their gender to male are not required to register. Well, ain't that something? One of the many executive orders, if you remember, that President Joe Biden issued when he took office said that those who identify as transgender should be treated by the military in accordance with their gender identification rather than their biological sex that they were born with, or what they would say today as what they were assigned with at birth. Okay, in the event that they were called up by selective service, transgender guys who identify as women might serve alongside women and women's units. The way that the Office of Personnel Management defines transgenders is, quote, people whose gender identity and or expression is different from the sex assigned to them at birth. For an example, the sex listed on an original birth certificate. Now, people can now legally modify their original birth certificate in a number of places where it reflects their gender identification instead of their biological sex that they were assigned at birth. What's interesting to note here is that only people who were born male are required to register with selective service, not those who were born female but identify as a transgender. And selective service is requiring a letter from those who were born female but who now identify as transgender to explain why they are exempt from the draft. Wait a minute. Isn't this mixed signals? I thought they told us that the Democratic Party and the left believes that if a man puts on a dress and identifies as a woman, he is a woman. Well, then what's going on here? Selective service says, quote, individuals who have changed their gender to male will be asked to complete a status information letter request form and provide a copy of their birth certificate. Now, I'm sure the members of the Chinese Liberation Army are quaking in their stilettos and pumps as we speak. The problem that the Pentagon is facing is that recruitment in U.S. military forces is at a historic low. Now, a lot of people are saying that the reason for that is because of the wokeness that has been introduced into the military, all right? That certain people are being allowed in that do not fit the normal and historical requirements, all right? So if they tell you anything else, they're lying to you, because the administration right now can't get enough people to join. So they want to remind everyone that if you were born biological male, no matter what you identify as today, that you have to sign up for selective service. Now, this may also mean that this administration is going to drag us into a war, because they may want to draft people to get the recruitment or the numbers of new military personnel to rise. All right? People don't want to go into the military today like they did just a few short years ago. All right? And this administration has no one to blame but themselves. Thanks a lot. That's it. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for spending this time with us. You can read all of our stories at rpwmedia.com, where you can send us news tips on stories that you think we should be writing about. You can also join our newsletter, where you'll get the latest commentary and opinion by our writers. Take care.